Hi, my name is Katie and welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about this guy here. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Collection by Casey Holmes. This is the palette that keeps running out on their website and out of Ulta. I have been really wanting to try this and I finally did. Here are my thoughts on this. At first, I did not like this. I thought, wow, this is very difficult to work with and not worth my time. But then I used it again, and then I used it again, and I'm starting to really like it. I had to remind myself about Physicians Formula. They are not your typical drugstore brand. They are a brand that started with a doctor, I think it's Dr. Crandall. He started the line because his wife loved makeup, but she had lupus and very sensitive skin. If you hear some baby noises in the background, it's a baby. My 7-month-old is in the background playing. He came up with this line so that way his wife could have makeup that she can wear. So they truly make this line of makeup for people with very sensitive skin. They also make it so it's hypoallergenic. It's good for sensitive eyes. And they do try to not use any harsh chemicals. So we have to remember when you're looking at Physicians Formula and you're trying their products, they might be a little bit harder to use because when you are trying to take away those chemicals, the products can be a little bit less stable. Because you're not adding in a lot of different preservatives, a lot of different chemicals that normally would make a product last a very long time and also would make it a little bit smoother to work with. So I think for me, especially because I'm looking at makeup to wear with my children, so I don't want to worry about them touching my face, I'm looking at Physicians Formula as a product that, okay, I'm willing to work with it. I'm willing to figure out if this works for me. So keep that in mind. This is very pretty. This is a nice box, but it is very bulky. To me, this would be a great box for the products to have come in and then just so I could remove it. But unfortunately, that is not the case. It is truly like this. It is bulk city. It comes with this sleeve, which actually is annoying, but it is needed because the products are a bit powdery. And then you have, of course, Casey Holmes there, and then she's got her nice little blurb here and some possible eye looks. Now it comes with, this perfume that popped out, a butter lipstick in a limited edition color called Pop the Bubbly, limited edition highlighter called Just Beachy, a butter blush in Copper Cabana, and their butter bronzer in deep bronze, and then you do get these eyeshadows. Do Not Disturb, No Filter, Tropic Like It's Hot, and Palms. Okay, right off the bat, if you are a medium skin tone, I would recommend trying it if you are curious about the Physicians Formula Butter Collection. I think where I left off was, if you are a medium skin tone, this works. If you're a light skin tone, I wouldn't bother. But Physicians Formula has a lot of other collections that you can use. I say a lot. I think there's like 2 others, but I would recommend that you try it. Alright, so can I just say this smells amazing. There are people who think this smells very chemically or very chemical and very strong. I personally don't think so. I think that smell is very personal and it's very distinct for others. So there are going to be some people who this might bother because it might be too strong, and for others it might not be. To me, this doesn't smell like a strong chemical. It smells very tropical, very buttery. It smells like paradise. The perfume smells very similar, just a little bit richer because it is a perfume, and it just smells so good. Yes, you would use this probably on vacation, or you can use it every day. I think it would be great to use in winter when you wish and hope you were in a tropical place. So the smell is amazing. Now the things that the hesitation I had with this at first was the formula is tough to work with, but like I said, Physicians Formula is different from other drugstore products, so you are going to have to work and play with it. So this is what I did with the bronzer. The bronzer, I mean, you've heard people love it. It's amazing. For me, because this was just a little bit too deep, I did have to work with it. So instead of using my typical MAC brush that I use for a bronzer, I had to go in with this more dense brush, I guess you could say. This is actually the one that comes from the Hoola bronzer kit, but I mean, I just love it. I use this very often, more often than this one, but this you need a type of brush like this because you need to be a little bit more controlled. So that worked very well with the bronzer. Now, as far as the blush goes, I was very on the fence with the blush. For me, and I'm not seeing this on anyone else, but for me, the blush went on very patchy, and obviously it is a deep color. So what I learned to do was I would have to go in there and like kind of dab in twice, and then I would dab it on the back of my hand because you could see it picks up a lot of pigment, but some of the pigment went on the brush a little bit sporadic, so I had to kind of tap it off on my hand to kind of spread the color out and make it a little bit more even, and then I was able to tap it on my cheeks, and it went on very nice that way. It is deep, so then of course you do what you can to soften out the harsh lines, so that's where you do have to work with the blush. But otherwise, for those two products, I really like my face products. I think they do look nice. Now, as for this highlighter, not for me. For me, it's too chunky. When I put it on, it is like, whoa, but then it's just like glitter, and it's glitter everywhere because these are powdery, so the glitter does kind of get everywhere. Now, on the eyes, the highlighter is very beautiful. Alright, so now going into the eyes products, these are very nice actually. They're quite pigmented, except for the Palms. As you can see, this is the only shimmer shade. The other ones are mattes. They are very nice. They build. Now these red colors, so this one is actually a little bit more brown. This is more red, more of a brick red. These are very pigmented. There is going to be fallout. You need to tap it. I would recommend, if you're putting these on, put it on over a sink or a counter because you will need to clean it up afterwards. I tap on my hand. There was a lot of fallout on my sink, and there was actually fallout on my hand. So be aware, it's going to be messy. I would recommend maybe not wearing the outfit you're going to wear for the day, and maybe for me, I like to do my face makeup first, but if you are a little bit more heavy-handed with your eyeshadows, then do the eyeshadow first. But otherwise, they are very pretty and obviously go very well with your face products. This Palms. Alright, if you cannot use it with a fluffy brush, you need a dense brush, or you use your fingers, and it goes on okay. If you want to get the most out of the pigment, you need to use a concealer, and I would recommend wetting your brush with that dense brush and pack it on, and it will be fine. It still won't be like, it won't be a deep green. This is not a deep green. It will end up being more of a like a light green that comes up on your eyes, but it is still very pretty, and it does have that nice sheen to it. I do like that it's a sheen and it's not super glitter that comes out on that green. So it is very pretty once you get it on, but you definitely will want to use a concealer. That's actually what I did today. I don't know if you can see it, but I had to use concealer and actually I cut a very small crease. I didn't want to go crazy, but I put it a little bit in the corners. And then I also used the highlighter shade right here for my eyelids, and also that went over the concealer and then went on very nicely. I have tried using the highlighter as an eyeshadow shade without a concealer, and it goes on pretty, but it doesn't stay very well. The glitter stays on, but the back color does not. So if you really want these two colors to shine as eye shades, then definitely put them over a concealer. This is beautiful for your inner corners, but again, the color doesn't really last, but the glitter will. So do use like the best space you can, do what you can, but otherwise it goes on nice over concealer. So that's how I figured to use these very well. They do blend out. Do be careful with this red shade when you're blending. You don't want to be rough with these shadows. The red is very pigmented and almost like a stain-like, so when you go to blend it out, it moves, so you want to be careful and you want to make sure that you're cleaning up as you go. But otherwise goes on very nice. This Pop the Bubbly, okay, so the formula is gorgeous. It's very comfortable. It's beautiful. It's just very, very nice. The color, this is truly just a topper shade, so that's why I actually changed my lip color. I actually put on, I don't even think I have it. Oh yeah, I actually put on Ulta lipstick. It's Ulta 229. It's this shade here. For me, this is kind of like a nice Your Lips But Better shade, and then I topped it with this. So this makes a really nice lip topper, or if you're trying to go for that no makeup look, it's kind of nice because there is still a sheen to it, a shine with like little flecks of glitter, so it gives your lips a little bit more dimension, so it makes it a little bit more interesting. But when you have like a look you're going for, this really isn't like a good nudie lip type of color. Overall thoughts, the palette is nice. It was tough to work with, so at first when I'm working on it, I'm like, this is just tough. I don't think I like it. But then you put on your lashes and you take a step back and you look at the final picture and you're like, wow, it's pretty. It is pretty. Once you learn to work with it, once you learn the little nuances of the formula, this won't take me forever to do. Obviously, it's not the most versatile palette, so you're not going to have a ton of looks that you'll be doing. So you can get a look quickly once you've played with it, once you've learned to use it. So I am actually starting to really like it and enjoy it. Now, my wishes for this palette, obviously, the packaging is not great, but my wish was that they didn't use a limited edition highlighter. If they had used one of their other highlighters that I've heard are amazing, I would be quite happy. I actually used their Pearl highlight and I love that. So if they had that one or one of their others, I think that would have been great. But instead you put this limited edition highlighter in here, so no one can ever get this again. But also, it's not really that great. So I wish they used one of the other ones. And then as far as these colors go, these I'm okay with, but I just wish that this green was a bit deeper in color. And then it would be nice if they had come out with a palette that was geared towards 3 skin tones. So if you had a light, this medium, and then a deeper, it would have been awesome. But that's just me, but I'm not hating this. I'm not returning this. I'm going to keep it. I do like it. So if you are a medium skin tone or a little bit deeper, I think that this would be worth your while. The colors are beautiful. Be aware that you are going to have to play with this a little bit, but once you do, take a step back, look, put on your lashes, and take a look at the look, because I really am enjoying this. I am liking it. So yeah, I like it. Alright, so I hope this was helpful, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell to be notified of future videos. Well, thank you and have a great day.